That just makes me wonder if this was done intentionally. But why would it be, right? But then again, let's see exactly what's going on. Someone did mention medications coming in at even with tomatoes. This is not usual. I mean, I know we be low over here in my parts of New Jersey, but hey family, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we'll be jumping into our news, comments, and reports because why? Today is Saturday, so happy Saturday. Hopefully you all had a great week so far. This is Shauna, and I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. You guys check in. Let us know where you're watching from and how you are doing. All right, family. Yes, so we have some things to discuss today. That Boar's Head recall is out of control. Oh my, oh my. We're going to actually jump right into that. Then it's something to cover with Kroger and Albertsons. Definitely some things to stay along and see. So hopefully you can grab your cup of whatever it is that you're drinking on or your snack or whatever. Tune in, listen in. Check in the comments, highly important. And, if you're new, just go ahead and subscribe. Once again, fam, happy Saturday. Let's go ahead and get today's video rolling. All right, family. So Kroger came through and they admitted to price gouging, raising prices more than inflation needed to be. So Kroger executive admits company gouged prices above inflation. So a top company leader at Kroger has admitted during an antitrust trial the company gouged prices on select items above inflation levels. So while testifying to a Federal Trade Commission attorney Tuesday, Kroger's senior director for pricing, Andy Groff, said the grocery giant had raised prices for eggs and milk beyond inflation levels. And this is not at all surprising. Companies across multiple industries have been posting record profits, but how, right? Since the C-19 crisis, while consumers have faced the highest inflation in recent history. So the math can only point to companies raising prices above the general level of inflation. As the old saying goes, never let a good crisis go to waste. And I know some of y'all probably just shaking y'all head. When I was reading this to myself, trust me, I was shaking my darn head too. And I was studying saying, I knew it. I knew that price of whatever wasn't supposed to be whatever it was. I knew it. But yeah, these companies, man. While we were all shopping around trying to figure it out, like, why are they charging almost $6 for a gallon of milk? Why is the box of cereal $7.39? Why are eggs touching $20? And we felt it, right? Like something not right. We know prices are up, but dang, really, is it this bad? That feeling was right. Companies were and still is, depending on where you shop. Companies were definitely taking advantage of that crisis and overcharging customers for products in general. And now guess what? They now have to pay. They're going to be hit with fines and fines and fines because, they're trying to figure out, hey, how come y'all stayed afloat versus another company, that supposedly do very well? How come they did not stay afloat? Guess what? They was honest and they had to shut down because maybe that company didn't feel right overcharging customers to try to stay afloat. But guess what? They are coming after these companies and they're going to be hit with fines. And I'm afraid to say prices still might even stay high because once the company is hit with fines, they got to find a way to pay them fines, right? So maybe, right? Maybe prices would still, stay high. Maybe they would come down just a little bit because they've been caught. It is what it is. But yes, so Kroger is now caught up all up in the mix of price gouging. And now they are going to be hit with that fine. Or should I say, companies was overcharging customers for products or profits. Something like that. Y'all get what I'm saying. So Albertsons, they're basically saying that if the merger deal with Kroger do not go through, they would have to shut down stores and let go employees. Actually, so Albertsons threatened to lay off workers if merger with Kroger is blocked. Here we are. There we are. So supermarket chain Albertsons told a federal judge Monday that it might have to lay off workers, close stores, and even exit some markets if its planned merger with Kroger isn't allowed to proceed. So watch out for that, y'all. So if you do shop at Albertsons and you're starting to see, the shelves are, not filling up, not no cashiers there really, having issues with restocking, stores shutting down, here's why. There it is. So if this deal do not go through, either way, some Albertsons would be lost regardless. And they're saying the economy is strong. The economy is getting stronger. We are almost back to where we used to be. It sure enough does not feel that way. Say that we're going to pass our inflated prices through to our consumers. That's exactly what they said there in that report. And no wonder why that whole Boris had that listeria outbreak. No wonder why it's so bad. So here's the recent update with that one. So the USDA did some further investigating. So the USDA found bugs and mold at the Boar's Head plant linked to the deadly listeria outbreak. Somebody have to be responsible. But it's the fact that so much meat got out of this plant. Like, isn't the testing done before these items are released to the public, though? Anyhow, so a Boar's Head deli meat plant in Virginia tied to a deadly food poisoning outbreak repeatedly violated federal regulations, including instances of mold, insects, liquid dripping from ceiling, and meat and fat residue on walls, floors, and equipment. Wow. So the government inspectors logged 69 instances of non-compliance with federal rules in the past year, and they were still open, including several in the recent weeks. So this is according to a document that they went ahead and pulled. So inspections at the plant have been suspended, and it will remain closed until the establishment is able to demonstrate it can produce safe product. U.S. Agricultural Department officials said in a statement Thursday. So Boar's Head officials halted production at the Jared, Virginia plant in late July. So the plant has been linked to deaths of at least 9 people and hospitalizations of about 50 others in 18 states. All were sickened with listeria after eating Boar's Head provisions. Wow. Which is the deli meat. The company recalled more than 7 million pounds. Oh my, 7 million pounds of products last month after tests confirmed that listeria bacteria in Boar's Head products were making people sick. So they said between August 1st and August 2nd, inspectors found heavy discolored meat buildup and meat overspray on walls and large pieces of meat on the floor. They also documented flies going in and out of pickle vats and black patches of mold on the ceiling. One inspector detailed blood puddled on the floor and a rancid smell in the cooler. Yo, people, we are not safe. I'm telling you guys. I think it is disgusting and shameful. So Morgenstein, whose 88-year-old father, Gunter, died July 18th from a listeria infection traced to Boar's Head, Liverworth. I'm just even more in shock that this was allowed to happen. Exactly. Can you imagine from what they said walking in through that plant? It'll make you not want to trust anything in the market anymore. Man, I'm just going to leave that right there where it's at because I don't think I need to go any further. It's just the picture of it from the words that's on the screen to actually picture that and to see people die and get sick in multiple states. The working conditions, this should have been reported by an employee. I get it, you got to keep your job, but darn. Let me know how y'all feel about this one. I'm actually going to leave this article in a link in a comment. I'm going to link it in a comment down below, so y'all can take y'all time and read it through, because that's just downright ridiculous. Ain't this something? Everything we touch, possibly put in our mouth in general, can be contaminated. So here we are. So toothpaste and drinking water may be behind your kids' lower IQ. So they're saying a recent report from the U.S. National Toxicology Program has found that fluoride levels in drinking water above twice the recommended limit may be linked to lower IQ in children. So this conclusion, based on a review of previously published research, marks the first time a federal agency has identified a potential link between higher fluoride exposure and reduced IQ in children. Wow. And as we're all about trying to stay better prepared, one thing that I did want to bring up, the housing market. People who pay rent, mortgages, whatever, you have to pay your bills to survive, unless you would be what? Homeless. So for the year 2025, I believe the homelessness is supposed to increase by a certain number of percent because people cannot afford rent. And any programs that is out there is already taken up. Something that I noticed in my area, a lot of the buildings are being redone, and I find it quite strange. If some of you don't know how, housing work. I don't live in housing, but I know of people who do live in housing. There's waiting lists. I tried to apply for the Section 8 when I was younger. I never got accepted. But there's waiting lists. So it's strange. It's a few buildings that I see that's being worked on. One of them was completed right in my area. It's funny how there's always so many waiting lists. Why does building look like it's done filled up with immigrants, but yet there's so many homeless people on the street, even with children? And y'all see how high rent is. Listen, this is Essex County, New Jersey. One of the craziest cities, part of Essex County, is, I would say, Newark. So Newark, New Jersey, one of the craziest, lowest poverty kind of cities, right? Areas. And you'll be looking like, you want me to pay $3,000 for this 2-bedroom up in Newark? Newark? Really? But this is the reality of it all. How are people really supposed to make it, right? Even in areas like that, 2 to 3 jobs, something that we touched on a lot of times, 2 to 3 jobs is not even going to cut it nowadays. Let me know how you guys feel about that. We're going to do a video soon. I'm going to go online with you guys. We're going to search through even the crappiest Newark neighborhood. And I'm sure some of you are seeing it, especially if you're looking for housing right now. If you're looking for a place to live and you're looking at these crazy, ridiculous prices, it doesn't really make sense. Even if the price of, let's say, food items and household items came down, where are we going to store all of this stuff if we can't afford to pay the rent or the mortgage? Where? It has to add up. Nothing is adding up. And I want to put that out there for you guys who are seeing and saying, the prices aren't that bad, yada, yada, yada. It did come down, prior to COVID or whatever. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. They just boosted up the price on something else, okay? It really didn't. And that's the honest truth, because at the end of the day, they really trying to, the real ones. I'm just going to say it how it is. All right, I got to get some cleaning done because it's the weekend. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe. You want to add something for next week's Saturday video, definitely drop it in the comments down below. But we're going to leave this right here where it's at. Watch out for them recalls. Check your recalls before shopping. I really do encourage that. And if not, listen, just pray before you eat then, huh? So this is Shauna, and I'm officially checking out from Moments with Us. Make sure you all stay prepped, stay blessed, stay safe, and most of all, remain beautiful queens and kings. Guess what? Kids go back to school next week, fam. Peace.